Well, it's a long time since I've spoken to you from in here. It's very wet out there. There's more rain to come. It's just very autumnal, and there's storms, I think, due later today. When we go to bed at night now, we're unplugging the internet. I know a lot of people do that anyway, but we haven't been because we've been relying on the surge protectors. But I'm not happy to do that any longer. So I unplug the internet every night. Obviously, when the house sitters are here, that's not going to happen unless that's something they do. They might be. They might be efficient and do that, but no. Um, I got, I got suspended from Bluesky yesterday. You have to really, really be bad to get suspended from Bluesky. It reminded me of Tattle days, but it's not quite as terminal as Tattle. You get suspended from Tattle, that's it. You're done. Same with Vinted, when I got suspended from Vinted before I'd even blown my nose. I got suspended from Bluesky for 24 hours. And I've just appealed it because I think that the trigger for them was the mention of the the word's gone. Not the mention of the Orange Man. I mentioned the Orange Man along with so many other people wishing for the same thing, but I mentioned the despo in Israel, and I'm thinking that might be the tipping point. That might have been the trigger. So you can call for certain things for the Orange Man, but not for Netanyahu. So I've just appealed it because I've questioned. I'm not alone on Bluesky saying these things. Was it Netanyahu that pushed it over the edge? So we'll see. People are calling me a rebel. I don't know why. Never been a rebel. So today is our last day here. I've got packing to do. I've not packed. Mark's all packed. He'll be bored all day now. When we were first together, this is now 25 years ago in November. I was the one that had hurry up. I was the one that needed to be ahead of the game and didn't want to be late, didn't like to arrive anywhere late. I still don't like arriving late, but I don't get into my hurry up where I am pacing. And more recently, in the last couple of years, Mark has begun to be the person that's up and about, ready to leave like 10, 15 minutes before we agreed that we would leave. So I know today that he's going to be pacing all day. It's going to drive me crazy. And I've begun to pack, but I've got all my clothes to sort out. I've got some ironing to do. He's got the big suitcase. I thought we agreed we were going to have a small suitcase each. So he's got the big suitcase and I've got my small suitcase. But that is how it is. We're very different. He's much more like a woman when it comes to how his appearance and clothes and shoes and whatever, whereas I'm not like that. So I'll have a few tops, a couple of pairs of leggings, plenty of knickers, something to wash myself with, something to clean my teeth with, and that's it for me. I've got one pair of socks in my boots, which I'm going to take in the car. I don't think I'll go into boots, but I've got my Crocs and I live in my Crocs, and I'll be living in my Crocs over there because it's comfortable for my feet. I've got, in this left ankle, I've got arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, I think. And by the end of the day, it gets swollen. But I was looking at it this morning and comparing it with my other ankle, and it's looking really good. But it's obviously at the end of the day when it's been working and I've been on it and whatever, it swells. But actually, it was the codeine. I think it was the codeine I gave up, wasn't it? Because of my swelling. Um, so yeah, that really has helped, and um, it's just the ankle gets swollen, the foot doesn't. So that's an indicator to me, because it used to be that I would have a swollen foot, swollen ankle, right up my calf, but it's just sort of localized around my ankle, which is normal if that's got rheumatoid arthritis in it. So the house sitters are arriving late this afternoon, I hope. I don't know how they're coming. They haven't shared their travel information with me, and I'd like to know, but I don't want to intrude. If they want to share their travel information, they will. I'm not sure if they're just driving down all day today, or whether they would have driven to a certain point yesterday. I hope they've driven to a certain point yesterday, because it's a horrible drive to come all the way down, especially with the weather that we've got at the moment. So they arrive. I want them to be here before chicken bothering time. That's the most important bit, so that they can be here for the evening ritual of, Ida and her half slice of bread, and the walk down, and the chickens, and a bit of corn, and a bit of corn for Ida. I want them to be here for that. I'm not looking forward to them being here all evening. I find being around people exhausting. I'm hoping I won't do. I've been feeling, when I went to see my rheumatologist, I said, didn't I think that maybe what was going on for me at the time, there was some sort of psychosomatic thing going on, because I felt for most of the days since then, I have felt well. There was a day or two before this today where I was sort of struggling a bit, but mostly I'm feeling well. I'm taking 10 milligrams of steroids. I'm meant to be on 9, but I will wait till the end of the holiday and then drop down to 9. But the drop from, because I did take 15, didn't I, for a while, the drop down from that, because it was a short increase, the drop down isn't so difficult. You don't notice it. I didn't notice it, which I'm relieved about, because it's horrible when you reduce your steroids that you you notice it, but I haven't noticed it, so I'm really pleased about that. So I'm on 10, which isn't bad when I'm meant to be on 9, and I'll change to 9 when we come back from the UK. Somebody said to me in comments a few vlogs back, suggesting that I try and come off the steroids. People say that to me, and it's like, one, it's not easy, but two, if with my condition, if I stopped taking steroids completely, I could be at risk of getting giant cell arthritis. I can't pronounce that, but it sounds like arthritis, but it isn't, and that can cause blindness. So I'm not willing to do that. The steroids are what allow me to have a normal life, and no end of natural products is going to do that. There is no natural way with polymyalgia rheumatica. It has to be steroids. So I won't be changing it. And on that note, I thought of something else, and now it's gone. Yeah, it's gone. I'm not sure how much vlogging I'll do whilst we're away. I shall probably, you know me, I shall probably vlog. We're heading for Bideford. Westward Ho is our first point of call. We're staying there for a few days, catching up with Neat, who we've not seen for ages, and catching up with another couple who I met Neat when I was working at Woodtown House in Bideford, and Roger and Vanessa. I met Roger and Vanessa when I was working at Woodtown House in Bideford. So we're going to meet up with them. Then we're going to travel up to the southeast, stopping off on the way and visiting someone else on the way up. Oh, when Phil mentioned a model shop in Glastonbury to Mark. A big model shop. So we're going there. Lucky me. I need to make sure I've got my book with me so I can sit in the car and read. Yeah, That's good. I'm so looking forward to going to the model shop. I've transferred loads of money into the English bank account to cover any expenses in the model shop. So that's it, really. Chickens are really good, still stuck in, but Mrs. Brahma doesn't even notice. I don't think she's not. I think she's forgotten what free ranging was about, and they're all have become one group. They sit together, and when I went down with Mark last night, they're all roosting together. You know, Mrs. Brahma in the middle, and of course, as winter comes, as it gets cooler and cooler, they'll huddle up together. That's how chickens keep warm. So I'm pleased. But I did notice, I've probably mentioned this, that she calls them for food like you do your young chicks or your mates. You call them for food. She calls them for food and then she pecks them. So she's not quite there. That I burnt myself on hot coconut oil, and I did the running it under cold water, but not quick for long enough because I was cooking, and it's like you can't stand with your arm under the cold water whilst you're cooking. Then I put some aloe vera and lavender cream on it. Should have done that again. And actually, this is quite a deep burn. It's sort of not a superficial burn, so it's a little bit sore. But I was a bit worried about it because I thought it was getting infected, and it isn't. So that's good. So, on my game, because I knew you'd want to know about this, I have been over the last, I don't know how many weeks, in the game. I think the other game I was playing, you're building a roller coaster. In this game, you're building a pirate ship. But there wasn't really anything on the internet that showed me what I was trying to achieve. It was really frustrating. And as you're building it, you have no idea how long it's going to take you. And you're constantly supplying wooden materials for it. And I was constantly supplying wooden materials for it. You know, sawing down trees, taking them to the sawmill, blah, 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 planting trees to replace the trees I'd taken down. And I finally finished it yesterday morning. I think it was yesterday morning. No, it was yesterday. No, it was Sunday today, Saturday, Friday. And I'm really pleased because I have been hurting my thumbs playing my game. You think I would know better, but actually I think apart from the thumb hurting, my hands are really moving well, and I think that manipulating my controller is helping me keep my hands moving. That's my excuse anyway. So, but I got to put all that away before they come. I'm going to put the controller away, and I'm going to put my keyboard on this Mac away and my mouse. It's covered with a password, but I don't really want people using my Mac, so I'm hoping that they've got their own connections to the internet. I'm sure they will have. A lot of people just use a phone, don't they? I hate it, but when we're away, I will be restricted to my phone. I'll be taking my tablet because I play Scrabble and I prefer it on a larger screen. I'll be taking my tablet for that, but apart from that, everything else I'll be doing on my phone. So anyway, that's it. This is probably it now. I'm cooking dinner for us. We're having sausages and new potatoes and some vegetable. I think I've got ratatouille. I get the ratatouille out of the freezer. And tonight I'm making a quiche, which I'll serve up with crudité, because that's easy, isn't it? You know, tomatoes and peppers and carrots and beetroot and I think that's it really. Cucumber. I'll just, slice all that up and make crudité, and that's what we'll have. So I'll feel like it's relatively healthy. But that's it. So that's what I'm doing for them tonight. So something light, something easy. Here's a conundrum for you. We've got seat pads for the chairs that tie at the back of the chairs, the dining chairs. But if you sit on them and move around on them, eventually the weight of that pulls the ties away from the cushion, and it tears the cushion, and the tie comes out. And so we've now down to 4 chairs and 2 cushions. So if you've got an answer for that and how to do that without the cushions being torn, let me know, because it's really irritating. And yeah, it's really irritating, and it's not something I haven't experienced before. So there must be an alternative. If you know of one, let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm sure I'll be uploading some stuff from the seaside. We're going to the seaside first, so I'm sure I'll upload something from there. Thanks for your comments, and see you soon. Bye.